Laura wants to do a poll. And we were hoping that, like the poll Elon did to get Trump back on, that reached, according to him, 130 million people. We hope this poll will also reach that many people.
Yeah. This is our version of Vox Populi. Vox Day. Okay, so do you guys remember this beautiful, moving father-daughter song called Butterfly Kisses? Yay or nay?
I said nay. I don't remember that at all. I did remind Laura that I am 5 some years younger. And Laura was not pleased with that. But
I said, let's not go there.
Let's not go there, which is true. I won't age
Let's not
shame
use
you.
that as an excuse for not knowing about this.
Top 40 song, apparently.
It was a top 40s classic.
You said it was like a school dance, slow dance song.
Yeah.
And then Laura played it for me and I was disturbed.
I was like, because originally he and Mango were cuddling and they were having like a little moment. And I intuited their song together was Butterfly Kisses After Bedtime Prayer. Put little white flowers all up in her hair. And Carrie was like, what the fuck are you singing? And then I was like, you know this song. Like, everyone knows this song. And I put it on and he was shaken to his core.
I mean, it's like a very... I said it was very like Beth Dutton.
It's so Beth Dutton.
Just a girl and her dad.
Just butterfly kisses.
I was thinking maybe
night.
not, but maybe in your region.
Maybe it wasn't like a tri-state area.
Yeah, it wasn't like
banger.
a Northeast slow dance banger. But
it was Bible Belt vibes. I didn't realize how like God focused it was.
We had our big slow dance song was All My Life.
Yeah,
I've
that
been
was like.
waiting for some, but we didn't have like.
That was also on the docket.
But we didn't have like butterfly kisses in your evening
all
prayer.
that I done wrong, I must have done something right.
I just love this man
to deserve her love every morning.
This complicated
butterfly
mess
kisses
of a man.
Late at night.
All he does right, and the one thing he did right in this world was
raise a daughter to love him.
Raise a daughter to give him.
That's pretty doing a lot right.
Yeah.
I always was a sucker for like father-daughter songs. Like this laid the groundwork for Fathers Be Good to Your Daughters, which is another song that I still am obsessed with.
My sister had that album and she would play it on her way to swim practice every day. And that song is good.
It's a good song.
Girls become lovers.
Turn into mothers.
Which is like,
so mothers be good to your daughters. That whole song is like, I've fucked this girl that's like hot but crazy because her dad was not good to her and she has daddy issues.
And I also fucked her mom.
So you guys.
And then I fucked her dad.
And
That's
then
what that song is.
Yeah.
John Mayer just fucking.
He's in a He's in a quadruple. Yeah. And he's like, you guys, what I've learned about this sexcapade with you all is that you really need to be better to each other.
He was Terama.
What's that?
That Italian movie where that guy moves into that like aristocratic Italian family and fucks the whole family.
Oh,
and,
chic.
Like, destroys
like a
them.
Pasolini film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, weigh in. Do you remember the fucking mid-90s banger Butterfly Kisses? Because I was convinced that this was like a global sensation of a song, or at least like a United States sensation.
Maybe it was. I was.
You're like, I'm gay.
And that my first real school dance was called the family dance. So if anything, it would have been played at something like that.
Yeah.
But that was also when the first time I heard, do you believe in life after love after love?
And you, no matter how hard I try,
I was literally like,
you keep pushing me aside and I can't do that.
I want to talk about two things that happened to me this weekend.
Okay.
One, I finally saw Tar, and
hell yeah.
You were right. It rocked my fucking world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm living in a post-Tar.
You are Tar on
existence.
Tar by Lydia
like,
Tar.
if my brain could project like a perfect movie that for me personally that I would want to watch, it would be Tar.
Yeah.
It had everything I love in a movie.
It actually does now that you mention it, because it is slightly personal shopper vibes.
But it's
long,
horror elements,
slow horror elements,
funny,
ambiguity, funny,
and like,
but most importantly, long
and just like
and slow,
but so
simmering.
But I honestly could have seen 3 more hours of it.
I love that.
I loved it. I think Kate Blanchett she was giving Dyke.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen it done like that.
Mm-hmm.
So powerful. When she ever approached her daughter's bully and said, "Hello, I'm Petra's father," I was like,
yes, you are. Yes,
are.
sir, daddy.
I
yes,
also,
sir, ma'am.
I think my dark horse favorite moment of the whole movie is when I think like the elderly nanny says the child is in its bedroom. In its bedroom. Like that, there's no need for that, but it was perfect.
Their life.
Oh, it's so fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like
EGOT winner Lydia Tarr.
I do love.
I love that her real name is Linda.
Linda, like from fucking Newark or something.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that in that world, like a composer is like
God,
the biggest celebrity of all time.
It's also just like, I love the pretentious elements of it, of just like that kind of New Yorker interview at the start and just like talking in like the vaguest, most meaningless terms about,
and the way she like,
and like self-aggrandizes, and it just like buys into her own mythology, and it was a really good send-up of that.
Yeah, and just like, and it for me, her. Well, I won't spoil anything.
At this point,
just the fact that she kind of like had to fake being like who she was until she made it, and she really is like this like middle class New Jersey girl from whose name is Linda. I think that endeared when you look back at like in the beginning when she's like, well, yes, it like endears her to you more because she's like this. She's kind of this like sad, desperate.
You have a lot of empathy for her.
She's a little Valerie Cherish.
Mm-hmm.
The ending was perfect. I was like, I didn't know where it was going, and then I was like, oh my God. And she had a lot of integrity at the end.
Well, she just wanted to work.
She just wanted to work.
So like wherever she can work is where she's going to work, and she's going to give it her all. Like that is the most important thing to her. That is how she like
survives.
Has any sense of identity or like her tether to life itself is grounded in not like her personal relationships. It's just like her work and like her creations and like.
And her daughter to an extent.
But I mean, she's done, like she's out of the mix. She's like no longer with her family at that point.
Her
and
wife.
Like you have to wonder, how much does her daughter actually mean to her if she's also doing all these things and like putting her family in jeopardy?
Like you don't blame the wife for being as pissed as she was, but you're also kind of like because
you know those like kinds of couples that are like, do whatever you want, just don't make me look like a fool. And I feel like that was their arrangement.
And she sort of, I think once Lydia didn't provide her with that cachet of being like proxy to her, I think she was like done with her.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, also it's like, if once you lose that respect and you have like this big downfall, you see who's like really there and who's not there.
No one was there.
I know.
But yeah, everyone should see Tar.
Tar. I'm going to change my name to Lar.
You should.
With the thing. Yeah.
Lar and Car.
Lar and Car. And we're talking Tar.
Tar.
Lar and Car on Tar.
My name is Richard whatever from the New Yorker, and I'm here with Lydia Tar.
That was also that real guy.
I know.
I loved that. I saw Bones and All. It's out in theaters here in LA.
Laura duped me and went alone.
I know. I'm sorry for that.
I was like, here we go, looking up showtimes. My other friend was going to come. Like, I was like, let's do this, Laura. What's going on? And you were like,
it had
Already
to be
saw a
done
bitch.
at that time
I get
because
it.
I was like, we'll go on Sunday, but then it still felt like up in the air. And then I was like,
I was planning.
I know, but I just was like, I need to lock this in. And I
Okay.
also needed to do my artist date for this week. So I was like, okay, this will be my artist date. And then I saw, there were
Bones and all.
bones and there was all.
So let me just ask a few questions. You don't have to spoil it. I'm not asking you to.
Yeah, it's too early for spoilers, but I will say,
It is set in the early 80s.
yeah,
Okay.
I honestly give it an A-,
Wow. I mean, it's
like a B+, A-.
that's so good.
I say 2 thumbs up, go see.
Is it scary?
Yeah,
Is there dread?
yeah.
Does it
Incredible soundtrack.
does it have the Luca like chic, casually doing even, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Does it have cicadas?
They're not cicadas.
Okay.
They're not really in cicada country. I
Where
don't
are
remember
they?
a cicada. They're more like north, like north, not northeast, but like Minnesota, Ohio, like that
Woof.
kind of vibe.
Midwest.
Yeah, Midwest.
Is there gay sex?
Yeah.
Oh. How is Timmy?
Timmy's getting hard for me to take seriously.
How is she?
She's incredible. Timmy, I think, is entering. You know when Ryan Gosling was like so he still is so hot.
Yeah.
And then it started to be like, oh, Ryan Gosling talks like this in every move. He does like the Gosling way of talking and then becomes like a caricature of himself.
Yeah.
I feel like Timmy's starting to ease into that mode. And it was just difficult for me to take him super seriously.
Where
and
you
it is
can't
like
really-
a serious role.
Mm-hmm.
But I still was like incredibly attracted to him and found him to be like stunningly gorgeous.
It's getting to the point where you can't really separate him from.
I can't separate the persona from the actor. And that's hard when you're like
that young.
the one male like young sex symbol of your troupe of like actors.
He's like the Leo of
I feel
his
like he
time.
is like the Leo. But even Leo, I was like,
But Leo was able to like.
he's always stayed so far out of
He
the public
has.
eye and fray. Like you just can't get a sense of
his mystique
him.
Still.
And his roles are really different from each other.
Yeah, and he can morph into his characters. Where
Yeah.
Timmy, I don't think.
Timmy is just skinny all the time.
Even in Dune,
he's
like,
literally like Ozempic.
he is.
Mhm.
He's natural.
He's the born with Ozempic vibes.
He's just French.
I know.
I'm gonna see it. I is the body horror a lot?
No,
Okay.
it's not egregious.
How's Mark Rylance?
So good.
Is he scary?
He's scary.
And Michael, that guy from
The dad from
Yeah,
Call Me By Your
he's
Name
in
is in it. Yeah, he's really good too. You're
they're-
just like, whoa.
it's like a traveling group of cannibals.
No,
Okay. All right. That's all I'm gonna ask.
it's just like cannibal drama.
I saw, which is ironic.
Oh, because of the army
Yeah.
thing. I wonder how much of that like played a role into the
Probably
coming up with the idea of the movie or what.
Well, it's kind of like when William Friedkin did Cruising because he cast a serial killer in The Exorcist unknowingly.
I'm like, could cannibalism? Is there something to that?
Well, give it.
I mean, I'm not making any moves, but I'm just like,
You want to live in like delicatessen.
No, I don't want to make like a pie out of someone's like innards. But I'm just like intrigued by the representation of this. And I've said this on the pod before, but like there are like active cannibal people.
Yeah.
Not like some Hollywood actor that texts like a woman, I want to eat your rib.
like
I'm talking about
actually-
like actual people making plans to like,
Well, Cannibal Cop.
yeah. And like people being like, I would love to eat like a small part of you. I'm just saying I see the allure of that.
Have you ever seen Jenna Friedman interview the Cannibal Cop? She's that comedian
No.
from The Daily Show. She's so fucking funny. She's from
She's so
Haddonfield,
funny.
which I love.
Jersey Queen.
She interviews the cannibal cop in some series she did, and it's one of the funniest interviews I've ever seen because she's just sort of like, it's like post all his stuff, and she's like, "How are you? Are you dating now?" And he's like, "Yeah," and she's like, "At what point do you reveal that you're the cannibal cop?"
I think it should be early on. Does he say early on? Yeah. It's good to lead with that.
And she's like, "At what point do you reveal that you had plans to kidnap your wife and her friends?" And he's like, "Early." And it's, you have to watch it. It's so
Okay,
good.
I'm going to watch it.
I saw She Said, which I would think I was like one of 10 people that saw it because I think it had the worst opening in movie history.
Yeah, I'm sorry, who the fuck wants to go see that movie?
Me and my friend Matt.
I know, but like, aside from just people from a pure interest in like Hollywood and
I
stuff.
don't know. I think it was like only made for people in LA and New York.
I think it was literally made for the people that made it to be like, we really did that. We're really blowing it wide the fuck open. And literally no one else wants to know.
It was made to galvanize like the population of South Brooklyn and like Fort Greene. And that was about it. Or like Clinton Hill.
Yeah, it has like a Brooklyn energy to it.
I mean, it's you know, it's not about the Me Too movement. It's just about purely the Harvey Weinstein, like before Ronan Farrow was on like before his story.
It's
came
about
out.
the women who like did the research
Right.
and started getting women to go on the record.
And they were very brave, and like they were being followed, and like it was a little scary, but it was like very like just, I was like, this would have been more powerful if they had just made like a docu-series about it on HBO. I think making it fictionalized.
They did make a docu-series on Hulu or something.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
then
pretty
they
sure they did.
This felt kind of like,
Not about those women, but I think there was a Harvey Weinstein documentary on Hulu.
it's like it's a weird movie. Like Ashley Judd plays herself, like reenacting herself
Was
talking.
Gwyneth in it?
Gwyneth?
Mm-hmm.
You hear her voice at one point. Like I think she actually, it's weird.
What's weird to me about this movie, and I'm probably never going to see it.
It's a plain movie.
TBD if I can
Okay.
even do that. But like, I feel like I will not see this movie, most
Fair.
likely. What rubs me the wrong way is and I would read the book. Like the book sounds really interesting to me. But it seems really strange to make this movie and position it as like an awards bait movie, which is like exactly what Harvey Weinstein would do and was known for his ability to get Oscars and get awards for his movies. And then you're doing the same thing, but using it's still using him as that tool to get it done, which I'm like, is no one clocking the weirdness of that? Like, don't you think that's a little bit strange? Like maybe put it out at any other time.
Or just like release it on, I don't know. It was like a weird, like, I feel like if it had been on, because now it's like all these articles like are like trolling it for doing so poorly in the box office. And I'm like, that's also like.
Yeah, I don't think they would have said anything if it was like doing well.
No, I'm just saying like, that's also like, I always, when I hear that shit, I'm always like, it took so many people for this movie to get made. Like that's shitty for them that it's like, you know what I mean? I feel like if they just released it on streaming, it would have done better. Like,
yeah, or don't like make a big deal.
It was weird because the Gwyneth part, literally, I went like,
at hearing her voice.
Because I didn't know he came to a party of hers once in the Hamptons.
Like just showed up.
Post her talking to these women, he showed up at a party she had.
Ooh.
And she called one of the women and was like, "Hi, I'm in my bathroom at my house. Harvey's here." And they were like, "Oh my God." And she's like, "I think he knows I talked to you." And they were like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "I'm going to hide in the bathroom and then I'm going to have some friends like cover me so he can't see me."
That's freaky.
And he, I guess the whole time was obsessed with if she talked to her, specifically if she talked to them. He kept saying, "Did Gwyneth talk to you? Have you talked to Gwyneth?" He was fixated on her because I think he was like obsessed with her. And Ashley Judd, I didn't realize was the first woman to come forward.
Yeah.
And she kind of was the catalyst for it all happening. But she plays herself, and it's really weird. And there's a part where she's running through Griffith Park, and I was just like, what? Like, it was just like...
Yeah, it would have been better as like a
Just have someone play her.
docuseries, or it's like too soon after.
Yeah, and they had
like Spotlight. Wasn't that like a long time after? Like you got to give it like
20 years.
10 years at least.
Spotlight's great.
Yeah, and I think they thought like this is Spotlight, but really it's like, okay, it's not really. I mean, it is like a man that did a bunch of awful things, but he really targeted like...
Well, no, he didn't just... There were characters that I didn't know, like real life women that I didn't know he targeted, like that were just like assistants and stuff, which I did appreciate that they like platform them in a big way. Like Samantha Morton plays, you know, that Irish actor. She's so good. Jennifer Eel from Saint Maud plays someone. But so that was... I was fascinated by that. It was really horrible, and like I didn't realize he'd done all that to like just assistants. So,
Yeah.
But whoever did the voice of Harvey it gave me chills. It was just weird.
It's weird.
And then someone did a voice of Rose McGowan, which was like,
guys,
I was like,
no, it's not gonna work. That's like a producer. You need to be like the Zen. It was a good idea in theory, but it just isn't working.
She's like, hey, it's me. And I was just like, oh, no.
And it wasn't Rose.
No.
You either have to have like everyone, like randoms playing all the people, or have all the people playing themselves, but that's also strange. Or just, hey, how about don't do it at all? Save the money and do something that people actually want to see.
It was a strange experience seeing it. Like we were two of like 8 people in the theater. It was a very like matinee moment. And I was just like, well, I did my part.
Well, I did it.
I support
You're like, I stood up for women everywhere.
That's all she said.
You're a true ally.
I am an ally.
Wait, what the hell is going on with the Twitter drama?
Trump.
Is Twitter still alive?
Yeah, Trump's back on.
Did he tweet already?
No.
But I thought Twitter was going to shut down. I honestly haven't been following.
Okay, I don't think now that he's on again, I feel like it's not going to, because I think Elon is now
not going to shut down.
No, but I think it's going to become like a kind of a right-wing social network now. I think Elon
it's going to become like the new Telegram.
Yeah. I think Elon now having Trump on, I feel like, and Kanye's back on. Kanye's first tweet since coming back is shalom, which is like, and he's announced he's running for president. I think.
Damn, I thought he was like just taking a seat for a little while, and like
he hasn't learned anything. Trump being back on makes me think it's part of some like Elon's trying to help him win.
I was at a dinner party last night and we got to talking about the Twitter of it all.
Later that night we got to talking.
And someone was saying that they thought that like all the board members actually wanted Elon to buy it to sink it because they were like upset with the media like playing such a huge role in like controlling the masses or something.
I don't know. I don't think.
And he walked in with a sink. Like it makes sense to me that his plan would just be to like sink this company into the ground.
I think that is like a good theory. I don't know. I personally don't think. I think the people that left because of him were like not happy about it.
The board members?
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't they all get like some big payout?
I don't think so. He got one woman who was like the creative director of Twitter. It was like a really big deal that she quit or got fired. She said he's about to inherit so much debt.
But don't you think he gets like a big tax write-off? Don't you think if you're the CEO of a company or you buy something and it depreciates in value, I think you get like tax write-offs for that.
I don't know.
Or tax credits or something.
It's weird.
Or you can like claim bankruptcy. Like there are all these loopholes that you can like like you're not going to get your money back,
Right.
but you're not going to get.
I'm sure he will. Yeah, I think he probably. I mean, he's all these fucking.
Someone
rich
is
people.
All I'm saying is someone's benefiting
Yeah,
hugely off of this. I don't think that he is that much.
Well, I mean, it's crazy that like it's just wild. Like it's not surprising that he's back on, but like it is like
That's at least entertaining. I mean, come on.
I mean, the majority of the people who voted in Elon's poll, apparently, I don't know if they're bots or not, but it was majority that people wanted him back, which is like scary. And I saw the ticker go up on how many followers he was getting. I don't know if it's just getting back to the followers he had, but for a second I was like, are these the people following him right now? It went from like, he's up to 87 million now.
Yeah, but also him doing that is also a way to just keep people like you on the app seeing the ticker go up and like engaging with that.
I'm not going to engage with Trump.
No, I know, but I mean like it's like a stunt move that
probably
gets people more into something.
I don't know. I think my days are probably numbered on it.
So it's not shutting down.
No,
though.
and like I'm after like the shooting in Colorado, like that fucking liberals of TikTok woman who doxes like drag queens. Have you seen that woman?
Mm-mm.
She has this whole account that's dedicated to like exposing gay, queer teachers, trans teachers, and like drag queen events. And she like says where they are, and like people go to them to protest.
Mm-hmm.
And she yesterday morning she tweeted a drag like hours after the shooting. She tweeted in Colorado this drag event where it's gonna be. And she's been verified, and she's basically like stoking this like witch hunt against queer people, and like stuff like that is just making me like
On Twitter?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it just that I'm like it feels like icky to be on it when stuff like that's happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I don't know. But then I'm not going to go to, people are like, find me on Hive or Mastodon. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'll just stay on Instagram, which is like also like an evil corporation, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be on Twitter anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I would love it if all of it got shut down. I think it's like really funny.
Corrosive.
Yeah, I mean, I think it actually is like fucked up people's brains and like has been probably a net zero for society at large. There have been some really good laws, but I think ultimately
You're right.
It's like
it's a bad place.
Been a really, really Twitter and Instagram are like really bad for people.
I agree with you.
And like they rot your brain. But it's not.
I don't know.
Was it going to shut down at one point?
Well,
They said it was
Friday. They closed the offices of Twitter. I think they're still closed, like the headquarters in SF.
Mm-hmm.
The whole campus has been shut down. I think 75% of employees resigned.
Hell yeah, I would resign too if you said you have to go. Getting an email like that where it's like you have to go fucking balls to the wall hardcore, or you can resign and get 3 months of severance, I'd be like, peace. Yeah.
So
during the holidays, you want me to like work extra?
Well, then all these like bootlickers are like, I'll come do it for free, Elon. And he like assembled all these like nerdy guys, and his like at like 3 a.m, he's like posting photos with all these like incel people, who are doing coding for like free for him because they believe in him so much.
That's psychotic.
I know.
Know your worth. I say to these boys, know your worth, babe.
They don't know their worth.
They don't know their worth. That's really the saddest thing. Is if that's like such a huge skill to have, and you should not give that skill away for free. Come work for SUP.
Come work for us.
Come work for SUP. It's a low
code for us.
You know what? This is an independent production, but you'll get paid more than you'll get paid at Twitter.
It is a female and queer driven podcast, independently owned, radical dole.
Fucking radical.
DIY dole, and be part of something punk.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you go to Elon. Anyway, so I think people were like on Thursday or Friday where there were people leaving Twitter that day that were telling sources in the media like it's imminent that at some point in the near future, like it's just gonna be gone. Like you're not gonna be able to log in.
That's amazing. I hope that happens. Not for you. I mean, I hope you and your followers like migrate elsewhere. But like
me and my followers.
I hope you take your followers
my Pied Piper
on a gorgeous journey
I
to
worked hard
another.
for 64,000.
I know.
But you know what?
But it's also
it's a hell
it's
site.
free labor.
It is free labor.
Know your worth, babe.
And I was dull. I know.
Dull.
And I don't know. Yesterday, really, I was like fuming seeing that woman, that liberals, like that's just like, it's causing me so much anger.
Yeah, but there's always going to be people like that on these apps. As long as there's a space to say all, like, if she doesn't pop up there, she's going to pop up somewhere else.
I know.
And I'm not saying that that's okay. I'm just like, that's the name of the social media game, is
No,
that
I
you're
know.
going to have a lot of people doing like heinous and acting like fucking crazy people. But like, you got to get your bag. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to I want to get my Telfar.
You got to get your bag. Make it a mini Kelly doll.
Mini Kelly.
Yeah, like a Hermes or, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of getting their bag.
The people that continue to work literally so hard.
I'm Car.
I'm Lar.
And you're listening to Sexy,
Unique, Tar.
Jersey Shore, bitch.
Guys, we got to bring it back up. We got to bring it back up.
I knew you were going to say Tar.
Me too. I knew you were
like,
going to too.
Are we going to do it?
We're going to do it. And you know what? We're not going to let the Twitter blues get us down. We're going to... No, I know, but I do, because I get triggered to talk about any social media website, because I do just think it's like the fucking dregs.
It is the dregs.
And it like...
It's a terrorist organization.
It brings my vibration down, so I'm trying to ramp it back up.
No, it's a terrorist organization, but these people are the antidote.
These people, you want hardcore workers that will do whatever it takes. Look no further than a Guido or a Guida.
Further. This episode was really sad.
It's a sad representation of how women want to tear each other down rather than band together and know their worth.
And men take advantage of that and treat them like dogs.
This is literally... There were so many things that happened in this episode where I was in a state of shock and awe.
This was an episode about like truly the traditional Guido values are just like women be cooking and making food for the men's.
And if you cross me in any way, you're a fat, ugly bitch.
Yeah.
But if you're a good girl and you keep your bitch mouth shut, I want to fuck you.
But if you fuck someone that another girl fucked, you're a whore.
You're a whore. And if you fuck any other guy but me, you're a whore.
But also...
And if a guy buys you a Fossil watch, you owe it to him to let him hit.
And if you want to fuck another guy because I'm being mean to you, you're a whore.
You're a whore.
So,
and if you write me a letter to tell me that the guy that I'm with has fucked other girls and has been cheating on me,
you're a whore.
You're a whore and a bitch.
And a bitch. So yeah, this episode is really sick. It's about Angelina. This is like, I think the second to last. I think she's leaving in the next
Much
episode.
like Twitter, Angelina's days are numbered.
Her days are numbered.
It's back to Staten Island for her.
Oh, it's such a sad... Basically, she and Vinny...
It begins with, which thankfully, a harkening back to JWoww going from 0 to WWE in 0.5 seconds.
It was a radical moment of
where
JWoww and Sammy just
Angelina
brawling.
said, "What?" and throws her thing and comes stomping out and starts just shit talking to Sammy. They like are in each other's faces and Sammy goes, "Don't you yell at me, honey. Don't." And then JWoww throws hands. She starts the fight.
She lays hands.
She lays hands on Sammy, takes her by the hair, thrusts her to the ground.
It's Bad Girls Club moment.
It is. And then when Sammy is pulled off and like JWoww's in a corner. Sammy just comes out of nowhere and punches her in the face, and she did get some good hits in.
She's not one to fuck with. She's like we said, she's a soccer player. She's like, what are they called? Chargers?
I don't know. But she did get a running start. I was like, who is that? Oh my God, that's Sam.
That's Sam Masatoto or whatever.
Yeah, I was
She brawls.
She brawled.
She's
but
someone
I
you can
would
tell
say
has
that
sisters because she's, you know what I mean? She knows how to fight other girls.
Yeah. It's a go for the hair. It's a take. JWoww's a take the hair, start at the hair, and bring down to the ground. JWoww should teach a self-defense class.
JWoww literally sounds like my great-grandfather who was a union, like a strong hand for the union in Camden, New Jersey at the shipyard and like was a sparring partner for this world-famous boxer, like this Irish boxer, basically.
JWoww is like Marlon Brando and On the Waterfront.
Mm-hmm.
JWoww's like Jake LaMotta from Raging Bull.
Yeah.
I
She
would
has CTE.
never cross her. She is CTE after Sammy got done going to 1, 2, 3, 4.
A 1, 2, 3, 4. I think maybe all the guys have CTE in this house. Or steroid psychosis.
Yeah, I think steroid psychosis could be maybe like a sitch thing. Ronnie for sure. Ronnie has both.
Ronnie has schizophrenia.
Ronnie has fetal alcohol.
Alcohol.
Ronnie has fetal alcohol spectrum disorder.
So everyone kind of reels from that, and then Angelina and
Vinny get into it, and Vinny's like, this all started with Angelina stirring the pot, and he goes, Angelina's a shady bitch.
But then they fuck.
Later.
So
then JWoww takes to the patio where her and Snooki just smoke cigs and like release their attention. Mm-hmm. And like Snooki was screaming at Sammy and Ron too, where she was like, I was trying to help you. I was trying to do everything. I'm a good friend. And like pushes Ron. And I was like, pray for Snooki because you never know what Ron's capable of.
Ronnie has no problem. Clearly
like
no problem hitting a woman.
Yeah. And then they're talking, and JWoww goes like, whatever, and goes inside, and she stalks inside from the patio, and Vinny's standing by the door, and the way he jumped out of the way. Respect for the queen.
I respect him, but he's a coward at heart.
You hate Vinny so much.
I do.
Is it because he calls women fat bitches?
That's part of it.
Is it because he has a huge dick?
I mean, I want to suck his dick.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. I'm definitely attracted to him, but
I can Angelina have the same kind of hatred towards Vinny.
But I can also hate him at the same time.
Yeah, both can be true. You want to talk shit to him and you want to get him riled up and you hate him and you want to get a rise, but then at the end of the night, you also want to fuck.
He's just like, he makes his mom do everything.
He brings out the Ange in you.
He's mean.
He's bringing out the West Haddonfield.
Yeah. He's mean to women, but he like loves his mother and wants her to do everything for him.
It's Madonna whore vibes.
It brings out the big Ange in me.
Ronnie brings up Tom to JWoww. And she goes off.
You don't talk about this kid that she loves.
No, don't bring this kid Tom into it.
The kid Tom, the girl called Carla.
Leave the girl called Tom out of it. Sammy is just standing behind Ron smirking and then like sitting on the couch smirking. And JWoww's like, oh, you get all big. Like you get like all big and bad when your man's around, like blah, blah, blah. Just like calls her out. And then JWoww stalks out of the room. She goes, we'll see who gets the last laugh. And Sammy goes, yeah, honey, we'll see. And I was like, it won't be you.
Yeah.
Ron's going to continue to fuck everything that moves and play you for a fool. You idiot. I think that they went light on Sammy in this and Ron in this whole situation.
That the joke was on me. That's her.
She goes,
she's sending the clowns.
She's out in the like patio area with Ron and the guys, and she's like, yeah, I beat her ass. Like, yeah, I got in a fight with JWoww and I'm now basking in it. I'm basking in it because I fucking beat her ass. And I was like, no, you didn't.
No, JWoww.
You might have punched her 4 times, but she threw you
take
to the
it.
ground by your scalp.
She owned your ass.
Yeah, she could have curb stomped you on the kitchen island, and she chose not to. She chose to show you mercy,
Which
and
is like
not.
such a because moment.
I know because she fully could have Mortal Kombat finished her. Yeah,
Sonya. She's Sonya.
I'm basking in it.
I'm basking in
She
it.
goes, I have a turkey sandwich in my hand. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, what? And I just hate like that kind of when you've been made a fool of in a situation, but you think that you've won.
Yeah, you're like the darling.
Yeah.
You've won.
And you're like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? This is so weird.
No,
I'm
and
just
she
like,
got
shit.
me. And
No,
I was
she, like, got me.
whoa.
Well,
But
she's like-
then I was like, bam, bam, bam. And you're just like, whoa, this is so embarrassing.
She's also like trying to like charm the guys. No.
I'm like,
She was trying to be a good friend to you, Sam.
JWoww almost ripped your head off like a pumpkin. JWoww took you to a place of Pumpkinhead. She
I'm rooting you out of the pumpkin patch.
literally, you're lucky
Yeah.
to live to breathe another minute.
You're fucking lucky.
You're fucking lucky I don't kill you right the fuck now.
What the fuck now? The chaos settles.
The chaos out of Snooki fugues in her bed. That's the last time I ever helped that girl. She was, I was trying to help that girl. I was trying to be a good friend.
The girl called Sam
The
is
girl called
persona non grata.
No, you're on your own now, bitch.
JWoww goes to bed, and then Vinny and
Ron talk. And then
Talk.
Vinny goes, yeah, because Angelina's a fat bitch. I was like, where is this coming from? Anytime you're that on someone, you want to fuck them.
which he
We've
does.
seen, yeah. Angelina talks shit about Vinny. Angelina goes into glasses mode.
Yeah, she's
Where you know nothing good's going to come out of that girl's mouth.
5 a.m. sunglasses hour.
She goes, Vinny's fucking disgusting. He tried to hook up with Snooki. Snooki crisps. I love also that Melissa's just there for most of this
know.
episode, but like staying out of the fray.
I totally like forgot she was in it.
Me too.
Yeah.
And it kept turning her, and I was like, oh my God.
I know.
She's just a neutral.
She is. She's a chaotic good.
Yeah. She's neutral good.
Yeah, neutral good.
Mm-hmm.
Not chaotic good.
She's the least chaotic person of all.
It's so surprising that she's related to
Bitch.
situation.
The next day, JWoww walks out of her room just past Sammy eating her like tuna toast.
Yeah.
It was like,
Ew.
I was like, you're sick.
She's
And
like
so
a
is Ron.
cat,
She's
like-
like,
Uh-huh.
and JWoww calls into this shop and she goes, yeah, I got to call out of work today. She goes, I got to go get my nail fixed. And I
Good
was like,
excuse.
this is a boss ass bitch.
And he's like, hey, what the fuck?
Even the boss knows you don't step
No.
to JWoww.
JWoww is the only one who can get away with that in this world.
JWoww should honestly take over Twitter. Anytime JWoww sets foot in another
JWoww.
business, JWoww. Anytime she sets foot in another business, she becomes the CEO of that business.
She's Tabitha's salon takeover.
She literally is. I would
I'm JWoww and I'm taking over.
watch a full series
Yeah.
of JWoww taking over businesses.
Me too.
Like, we need her to take over like Enron, like Shell Oil.
She can go back
We
to
go
all
back
the
in
pre-crash Lehman Brothers, and she'll go and just make JWoww's gonna go back in time and stop the Great Recession of 2008 from happening.
Please.
For everyone's
JWoww
sake.
should go back in time and stop 9/11. I think she could do it.
On the plane.
No, just be like, yo, Dick Cheney. She's like, Cheney, you got to get in there. You got to stop this shit from happening.
Dick Cheney, throw out your plans.
She goes, we know you know.
We know
and
you
it's
know.
not fucking cool.
We know you planned this. So
I wanted to
you need to scrap those plans. Throw him out the window.
She goes, yo, bro.
Yo, Halliburton
bro,
is not the one.
No, bro. We're not fucking doing this now. And he goes, what? You're a fucking bitch. I'm gonna fuck. And then
you're a
she goes,
fucking
I'm
whore.
gonna fuck you up. And she grabs him by his hair and thrusts him to the ground.
And then he's like, all right, I will.
And then 9/11 doesn't happen.
He goes, you're a fat bitch. And then she does it again. And this time she pumpkin patches his head.
Yeah.
Stomps it. 9/11 doesn't happen.
9/11 never happened.
Never happened?
Fast forward a few years, 2008, the fucking housing crisis.
No, that would never have happened.
Oh yeah.
9/11, if 9/11 hadn't happened, that probably wouldn't have happened.
We literally wouldn't have any wars.
Yo, Dick Cheney, stop your plans.
She
Throw
goes,
him
Dick
out right
Cheney,
now.
you're a stupid bitch.
You're a stupid motherfucker. I know you got some plans in there.
I know you know what's going on. I see it in your fucking face. She goes and she gets Snooki and they go write a letter.
To
They
George
go,
Bush.
Dick Cheney, we saw him. He knows about an attack and he's trying to get a military
Presence in Iraq.
going in Iraq. And we know because he was at bed last night telling everyone about it.
And sticking his face in a woman's breasts.
And they pass it. They just leave it in George Bush's little drawer.
And he goes, huh? What?
Ooh.
Whoa.
And then it changes everything.
And because he can't read, he's like, hey, can someone translate this for me? And then it's like someone in his administration that's like also in on it, but is like, oh shit, now he knows.
Now he knows there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
And then JWoww takes over. We live in a world of peace. There's no more war.
COVID never happened.
We would be living in houses now because we would be able to afford them. Like, the world would be a better place if JWoww took over every business. She goes, yo.
She's a timekeeper.
She should be timekeeper. I would.
I asked my nephew Fox on his birthday this weekend. Simon got him a clock because he loves time.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Fox, are you a I said this. I go, are you a timekeeper? And he goes, huh? And I said, say you're a timekeeper. And he goes, I'm a timekeeper.
That's the first step.
Yes, you are.
Time is a
him.
construct.
JWoww knows it.
J know.
J know. J now. JWoww.
We need her.
We do need her.
They should actually like create a Marvel character
Based on
for
her?
JWoww.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll create a Marvel
This is
like
how you do
rival and I create like superhero movies but starring the cast of Jersey Shore.
It's the only way you can get anything done in this town
I know.
is if you have a Marvel-esque character.
I'm going to create female founded competitor to DC Universe and Marvel. And then
Guido.
and then we'll see who's making all the fucking money. Sam and Ron go into work at the yogurt shop.
Mm-hmm.
And Polly, Sitch, and Vinny go to the beach where they interact with a bunch of
Girlies.
hot girlies. And then one has a cold sore on her lip.
I know.
I was like, you literally, if you're not in the main cast as a woman on this
Yeah.
show, you cannot win. You need to stay as far away from these people as humanly possible.
If you don't have a cold sore, then you haven't lived on Jersey Shore.
Yeah. If you don't have a cold sore, I guess you have not been like having that much fun.
I remember watching Sister Wives over COVID. I was like, oof, they're having, it's going around. When one wife has it, the other wife.
Dude, that's the worst case scenario
I
for
know.
an oral herpes is being in a polygamous marriage.
Well, Christine's
you can't
out.
avoid it.
Thank God.
Yeah, she's gone.
She's living her best life in St. George, Utah.
It's gorgeous there. I've been there and I liked it.
Yeah, Utah's beautiful.
She just wanted to get back to Utah.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be married. She hated this man.
She's going to be married to Cody
And play third fiddle to Rob Wine.
in Nevada.
Mm-mm.
No thanks.
No, Arizona.
Oh,
No
even
offense.
worse. Just when you think it can't get any worse.
You can always be in Arizona.
I know. I literally didn't even think about that because I was so like horrified at the thought of just living in Nevada by choice.
Flagstaff.
Flagstaff's actually gorgeous. Okay, Flagstaff is beautiful. I've seen it and I know that. Know that.
But either way, we'll do a show in Phoenix.
No, we will go to Phoenix.
You don't go to Phoenix. What did Cole Scola say in his video or their video? They go, you don't visit Phoenix. You waste time in Phoenix. Is everyone? By the way, everyone needs to watch Cole Scola's mom video The commercial. Have you seen that?
Yeah, of course.
Just
That's
a reminder.
canon.
But some people don't know it, I think.
Yeah,
And
we'll check out Cola Scola.
They did the funniest video on the internet, so you should watch.
Angelina is truly on her terrorism bullshit because a man has shown interest in her and she loves nothing more than to torture any man who shows her
Jose.
a second of interest. Her newest victim is named Jose.
A handsome Cuban fellow.
And he comes correct to the yogurt store in a full suit to present her with a gorgeous fossil watch.
He's actually like cute
Yeah.
and like very sweet.
And he's giving her gifts.
But that means that she will hate you.
Yeah. That means she's gonna shit all over you.
Yeah.
I also love the era of like fossil watches being like it.
Wait, did you see Laguna Beach is on Netflix now? Like
Oh, it is.
fully.
Wow.
That might be worth a revisit.
Maybe, but
Not for the show, just like
to
for fun.
watch. Yeah.
It's not. There's nothing happens, so you can't really recap it.
I know. It's like kind of.
It's boring as fuck.
I know. I'm just so deep in OC now. I
Mhm.
finished.
Well, it's similar vibes.
I know. I finished season 16. I'm at watching TV at the Carrie O'Donnell pace.
You are.
I just needed to find my one thing that would just fucking light a fire. And now
You're being rocketed towards.
some people on Patreon were like, you really need to go and watch seasons 9 and 10 because they are peak, like everything. And it truly is. I'm back on season 9. I'm like on episode 3 now. Every single scene, something incredible is happening.
Who's on that? What's the cast?
Tamra, Vicky,
Megan.
Shannon. It's Shannon's first season.
Oh.
Heather, and then this other brunette girl, I think Cammie or something, or Kelsey. I can't remember who she is,
I don't know that.
but she hasn't come into the mix yet. But it's like
Tamara's first or Shannon's first season is Shannon is like
Shannon is unreal.
she's just pilled out like unmedicated but on a lot of medication, if you know what I mean.
And hates her husband, and he hates her.
They hate each other.
They
Their
live in
daughters
deep hatred of each other,
They have these sweet daughters that are just like, what the fuck?
and they live in like a Tuscan villa.
Yeah.
It is
They have so much money.
so good. Vicky, everything Vicky says is a lol. Vicky also proud pug owner. She has 2 pugs. I didn't know, but my soul knew.
Vicky's
everything and then some. Tamra also.
had she started been dating Brooks at this point?
Yeah. They just had the explosive reunion where Vicky's daughter said Brooks told her husband that he needed to like hit her to keep her in line, and then she was like, I hate Brooks and I hate that you date him. And
she was like,
Vicky
"I'm
is
sorry."
like, she's like, I'm sorry, I gotta do what's right for me.
Yeah, but Brianna's husband is creepy.
Well, they're both kind of creepy.
He has
But you
like
know what's crazy?
war trauma head. I think he has
He's
like
Jarhead
PTSD. I
vibes.
think he has like PTSD.
They moved to Oklahoma in this season, and their realtor was also my mom's realtor.
No way.
Shout out to Simon, great realtor.
Wow.
But when he was helping my mom find her house, we were talking about like my job and stuff, and he's like, oh my God, like I was Vicky's daughter's realtor, and he had to like interact with Vicky a lot, and he
Damn.
said it was not fun.
We know who's footing that bill.
I know, but I was like, I can imagine Vicky drives a hard bargain, but he's on the show.
Wow. So yeah, he comes bearing gifts to the new savior born at Bethlehem, aka Angelina at the yogurt shop. And
She's like, "Aw, I wanted one with a white face. I really wanted this one."
he's like, I know.
Side note, there was one birthday party that there was a new girl that like transferred into my school. I think it was like 4th or 5th grade, and she threw a birthday party and invited everyone in the grade to her birthday party. And the party favor was that everyone got a fossil watch.
Damn.
I know.
How rich was she?
Fucking rich. And we were
That's-
all like, holy shit. And then
Was everyone friends with her?
No, not really. And then everyone went to her next birthday party because we were like, what? We're going to fucking take home like
Car.
swag.
Yeah.
And then they gave out seeds. They gave out like a packet of seeds to everyone.
Well,
I feel like they were trying to punish people for not being her friend.
damn,
You can't go from Fossil Watch party favor to seeds the next year.
You know it's bad when someone invites the entire class to a party.
Well, you also know it's bad when they give away Fossil Watch to
Yeah.
everyone.
Don't
To
do that
kids.
to your kid.
No.
Don't put your kid through that.
Take them on a vacation. You know what I mean? Don't even like.
Don't even have a
have
party.
a party.
Yeah, parties are traumatizing.
But if you're gonna get everyone a Fossil Watch the next year, you gotta up the ante.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go downgrade to
What if
seeds.
they gave everyone a gun?
They could have and should have.
Yeah.
They should have given everyone a pack of smokes.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And like cocaine.
Mm-hmm. Get them started early.
Yeah.
I'm like, most of them will end up there anyways.
Yeah.
It's insane that this situation of the note and Ron's antics
Yeah.
have brought Ron and Sam closer together than ever before.
I need to be radically honest. I watched the episode after this one and by mistake.
I knew that something was that you're like
But I
knowing
remember,
what's happening.
I just watched this season like last year, so I know what's happening.
I was like, he's
I'm
oddly.
sorry.
I was like, his whole posture right now. I noted. I was like, he's oddly like reclined and like a little more passive than usual, and I wonder what that's about.
I'm sorry, don't blow up
I
my
noticed
spot.
there were no notes, and I was like, he's just ripping it. I'm fine to lead, but then now it's all coming together.
It's a rare miss for me.
It took you 57 minutes to be honest, but you know what?
I was
late,
honest.
Better late than never. I always.
But
say.
I remember what's happening.
Mm-hmm. But isn't it insane that they're closer than ever
To what?
to each other?
Who? Sorry, I blanked because in my admission of guilt, my Catholic shame came out. What are you talking about?
You're like, I'm going straight to hell.
I'm going to hell
You're going to walk out these doors
and die.
and you're going to walk into Hades.
I am.
What if
Silent
that
Hill.
happened?
Silent Hill. I just watched that last night.
I'd be like, well, that's what you get.
Guess you moved.
No, that
Sam and
throughout
Ron,
this chaotic situation, Sam and Ron are now like
closer than ever.
closer than ever.
Because they thrive. They literally are meant. The only time they're ever truly happy with each other is when there's chaos around them.
and everyone else is mad
Yeah.
because of them.
Yeah, that's where they literally are the most turned on by each other / most in love with each other.
They literally are like, you know what? We're going to have a date night tonight. We're going to celebrate this horror, like me getting the shit beat out of me and like scratches on my face, me getting dragged to the ground by my hair,
Me punching another woman in the skull
Yeah.
several times.
wailing on another woman's face.
Well, let's go to dinner.
Let's cap this off with a gorgeous date.
No, they're truly like they're like
They're on cloud 9.
they'd like it's like Red Wedding. They want to just fuck like among the dead bodies.
They're like feeding each other bites of
Blood.
food
Yeah.
and being like,
How fun was that?
God, I love you.
Yeah. No, that's the kind of that couple is so real.
It's insane.
Like chaos couples are a threat to every friend group, and everyone needs to be on the lookout for these couples.
I know.
That literally sow chaos and just like thrive when everyone else is like unsettled.
And create so much drama and
Mhm.
like pit people against each other and manipulate and like
It knows
somehow
no.
it becomes everyone else's fault. I was also like, someone called Ron like Ron MacGyver, and I was like, the fact that he basically benefited from all his actions is shocking.
Yeah.
It's a learn nothing.
This is it happens in every orientation or identity, but it's a mostly hetero issue, I feel like
Mhm.
of the guy getting away with this kind of thing.
Getting away and it actually working in his favor.
She's more in love with him than ever before.
Yeah.
More loyal to him, more flexible.
It's
With-
cult leader-ish
It
too.
is. He's a Svengali.
They all go for a pool night at Felt, and it's just awkward. I
Mhm.
love that Snooki and this is also bringing Snooki and JWoww closer than ever, which is the one positive.
They were having a little tension
When
in the last 2 episodes because Snooki was sort of mad at JWoww.
And
Like
she was like, we need to tell them. And
Yeah.
we wrote the note. And Jay was like, no. But now they're thick as thieves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they like walk into this pool night and they own the room.
They make it really uncomfortable. They sort of thrive in being like a unit while everyone else is like not in their. And Angelina has never felt more alienated.
And the guys are also so conflict avoidant for the most part, except for Ron. Like,
Pauly D is the most conflict avoidant person in the history of mankind.
yeah, like he is Switzerland.
Whoa. He'll call a girl a fat whore, but he'll also go,
Yeah, he's not going to weigh in with like anything.
no.
Sitch
He
has
loves
his
it.
hat. He loves it. He's a little gay. He takes his hat off the next day and puts Melissa in a cab to go to the airport. And I was like, he's never looked hotter.
Yeah, this is maybe his hottest season, and then he starts pretty quickly going downhill.
The fame.
The fame and the addiction and the Botox.
It was a bad combination.
Yeah, but this was his peak, season 2.
Jenny and Snooki go to the beach just to like blow off a little steam, lay
I want
out.
to smoke a cigarette with him on the beach.
I know, they're just laying, and JWoww goes, she was like, you and I are both white. And Snooki goes, I'm not white, I'm tan. She goes, whenever I have to fill out a form that asks me what my race is, I say I'm not white. She goes, I put other, and then I write tan.
Well, she is
Which
Chilean.
is kind of true.
She's Chilean.
Really?
She was adopted.
Oh my God.
So she's South American.
Wow.
So she is technically a woman of
But
color.
there are also like Southern Italians that are like darker skinned.
Right.
But I
they're
didn't
still-
realize that.
Mhm.
I just thought she was like mad Sicilian.
No, she's like I think she was adopted at birth from
She's a
South
strong
America.
woman of color.
Mm-hmm.
Snooki. God bless her.
God love her.
God love her.
She's
I'm not
the
white.
queen.
I'm tan.
That's tan would be a funny on like the SATs.
That's also like every girl that's like influencers who basically like blackfish. You know, like the ones that get like so tan that it's problematic.
Like
and you're
Jessie
like,
Nelson from Little Mix.
probably. Or just
Mm-hmm.
where you're like,
You're
you're white.
racist.
You're white and you're now like
This is
doing
bad.
some like
Yeah.
that's also a version of I'm not white, I'm tan.
Mm-hmm.
But Snooki gets away with it. Angelina glasses back on in the living room. She now is Sammy's best friend, which is, you know, that you're in a shitty place in life if your decisions have led you to a place of Angelina being the only girl that you can hang out with.
It's bad. Sam really fucked herself.
Angelina's-
Angelina's in a place of
She goes,
MySpace photo.
Troublemaker Vinny, that's his name. She goes, wait till I trash your name when I get back to Staten Island. She keeps just threatening to drag his name through the mud in Staten Island.
She's so excited to go back.
I was like, I'm
Go
pretty
back.
sure that the way the like caste system of Staten Island is like if you trash him and then he just says you're a whore, everyone's gonna side with Vinny.
Yeah.
That seems to be like the Staten Island way.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vinny goes, you're Kim Kardashian of Staten Island. You're more like the Rob Kardashian of Staten Island, you ugly bitch. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Also, Rob used to be so hot. It's a
Yeah.
compliment. At that time.
This was like,
This is peak Rob hot.
they all go out. Vinny meets a hottie.
Vinny and Angelina's lust is brewing.
It's brewing, but it doesn't peak until like a couple nights later because they go out and he goes up to this girl. He's like, I see a beautiful girl, like just prettiest girl I've ever seen. He goes up to her and he goes, are you wearing Angel perfume? And I was like, shout out to my Angel, Thierry Mugler, Angel Heads. It's a good perfume.
Mhm.
Also love Alien, but I just like love that he knew that perfume.
Gay.
Snooki meets a sexy dude named Dennis.
Suki always meets some like random fuck whose name is like Peter.
She goes, so we danced, like Spanish style. And then they're like dancing. And she goes, you want to come home with me? And he goes, yeah. And then they get back to the house and he tries to make himself like a meal.
All these men need to stop cooking up a storm before they just fuck and then
She's
eat.
just like looking at him,
Yeah.
and so is JWoww on the other side of the kitchen island. They're both staring. He goes to JWoww, he goes, "Do you want some food?" And she goes, "No." And then she goes, "I'm gonna go to bed." And then Snooki and Dennis proceed to fully hook up in the bed next to where JWoww is laying. And you just hear Snooki going, "Oh, you're amazing." And JWoww's like, "Oh my God."
This is literally like what they do. They have their boundaries are like negative. They have -0 boundaries.
She's as far away. This is the same setup.
Yeah.
It's like if you and we're Snooki and Dennis, and then I'm JWoww laying here.
Snooki's always in a place of this with her French tips. Mm-hmm. Her hands going.
Pulling it over. They pull
Yeah.
the whole blanket over them, and then are just like a coital lump.
Uh-huh.
She goes, "Oh, you're amazing." And JWoww goes, "I'm right here, hearing everything." She goes, "One second it's moans, next second it's, what's your last name again? Where are you from?" And you hear Snooki go like, "Where are you from originally?" And like
He's
it
like
just,
inside her.
yeah.
And she's like, "Tell me about your family."
And then the next day, JWoww's like, "Don't ever do that again." She goes, "You literally smushed next to me." And she goes, "No, I didn't. I told him, no, we're not doing that tonight, but maybe tomorrow night." Vinny has to go work with Jenny and Sam.
Awkward.
And Jenny says, "If she even comes near me, I'll rip her fucking head off." And I was like, "No, you won't. You classically won't.
I know.
She'll kill you.
She will.
She will
Sam
literally-
Sam is like the queen of fronting.
Bash your head in with like an ice cream scoop."
She'll stick your face in the gelato tub and drown you in gelato.
Yeah.
That's how like powerful she is.
And the only people that say those kinds of threats are people that know that the other person will kill them if given the opportunity.
She has to just speak it into the universe as some kind of shield.
She also is starting to sound like Ron. Like she's adopted the same speech patterns as him and like
Sick.
way of laughing. And she goes, "You know what I don't get? Is the girl knows I don't like her and she comes near me." That's what I don't get. And I was like, "You are
That's
Ron."
sick.
It's disgusting.
They're possessing each other.
They are Pazuzu.
It's true. What an excellent day for an exorcism.
It's not right.
It's not right.
It's not right, doll. You gotta separate dolls.
Yeah.
Angelina gets a phone call from Jose and he says like, "Can we hang out tonight?" And she's like, "No, I'm going out with my friends." And he goes, "Okay, well, behave yourself." And she goes, "Oh my God."
Owns his ass.
She goes, she loves when guys tell her to
Yeah.
behave so she can laugh at them. And she goes, "Basically, when a guy tells me to behave, I like to do the exact opposite."
This is her. Her shoulders. This is her wearing sunglasses.
She goes, "Hold on one sec," and then like laughs to whoever is nearby.
And they're like,
"We
"Get away
don't
from
care.
me."
We hate you so much." They're like, "It's shocking that a man would
shocking that
ever
you're
take
still in this
interest."
house.
Yeah, like
it's chunking that you're still here.
every day we pray that you leave. And she's like, she goes,
Holy shit, what the fuck?
"Okay." She goes,
She loves
"Okay,
it.
daddy." And he goes, "I like when you call me daddy." She goes,
She loves it.
loves it.
She loves it.
Jenny and Nicole clean this mushroom, which has handprints all over the wall.
Ew.
It's disgusting. They say it's been turned over, like used like 20 times, and the sheets have never been washed by all the guys.
That's
just like fucking in there.
disgusting.
It's so bad. But Snooki's gonna fuck in there tonight with Dennis, so they have to clean it. And JWoww goes, "Tell him to bring a hot guy for me." So then Dennis comes over, and Snooki opens the gate. And it's Dennis and some Frankenstein ass looking guy.
I love that they stayed home.
They stayed home, and this guy named Marco, and she goes, "Jenny's gonna flip when she sees him."
The way she answers the door and when she sees him, it's like she does not pretend for a second that she's impressed with this man.
She goes, "Marco's a grenade grundle chode."
Jenny's gonna be so pissed
Because Jenny goes, "I'm gonna take a shower, but when I come out, there better not be a chode there."
and it's literally
It's literally a chode.
she comes out looking so hot and fierce, and then she's immediately like,
She goes, takes one look at him, and she goes, all right, I'm gonna go to bed, and turns around and leaves. And then Snooki corners Dennis, and she goes, I kind of just want to hang out with you tonight. So like, can you tell him? And he goes, okay, I'll talk to my boy. And they just kick Marco out.
Yeah.
And then
How humiliating for Marco.
I'm telling you,
Half
no one comes across. No one wins.
No,
you have
don't
to
win.
stay so far away.
Or you sign you do not sign that release form.
No, but even then, it's like even the herpy lip girl, her face was blurred, but they closed up on that and threw her under the bus. You have to keep your distance.
You have to wear a fucking disguise.
You have to wear like a Tom Cruise like silicone glued mask to your face and like a full different body.
No, you have to
suit.
wear a Michael Myers mask.
Yeah,
to be on
you
the
cannot.
show.
You just need a paper bag over your head
That's really they don't
and
care.
like a voice changer. No, they'd prefer that.
They
I'm
prefer
sure.
that because as long as they think there's a dude under there, they'll be happy because they really just want to fuck a guy.
Yeah, as long as their bro is in the next bed over.
Yeah, actually, if you're a guy and you're like, can I have a chance with one of these guys? Just put a paper bag over your head and they'll fuck you.
And like a couple toilet papers and a bra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good enough for me.
Good enough for them.
Then it all leads up to Vinny and Angelina
Smushing.
sucking face in the taxi. She's leaning back over him
Ew.
while Paul is right there.
Cracking up.
Going, Staten Island dump is hot this time of year. Basically just like making fun of the two of them. But also when you gun that hard for each other, it is all sexual tension.
Calling someone they repeatedly call her the dump of Staten
The Staten Island dump.
It's so again,
Know
she
your
has
worth.
the worst vibes in the world, but like no one. It's truly the mean. They're so mean to her.
Her vibes are demonic at best.
But she has unparalleled, awful vibes.
But she
hideous
does
vibes.
not deserve
to be called a dump.
But she also does not know her worth.
No.
Because she could and what she's getting gifts from like
she's
gorgeous
receiving
Cuban men.
A fossil watch from
Jose?
From Jose, the gorgeous Cuban.
Who's tall.
And nice to her and wants to like be her husband.
She doesn't want that.
No, she wants
to literally hook up with someone that just called her a dump and has called her an ugly fat bitch.
and we'll let him enter her.
Yeah.
And then later in the next episode, I think I remember Vinny saying, that's what you do. The meaner you are, the more I own you. The meaner I am, the more I own you. It's
That's
like
their whole game.
that
It's
is
their foreplay
sick.
with each other. Maybe
no, that's the
sex-
guys' foreplay with each other. Seeing them be mean to women turns the guys on.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
really what it
Ron
is.
goes into the room while he and Ange are fucking just to like see what's going on. But I was like, you're gay for that.
You're gay.
He goes,
He's gay. He's turned on by these boys are turned on by each other putting women down.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love it though.
Next week, it gets worse. So just get ready.
Get wetty.
Get ready.
You better get wetty. What if this pod just turned into
Listen,
you talking in Tweety Bird?
I just literally,
You literally
I
went
just
full
literally,
Tweety.
I just regressed into like when I had a speech impediment.
Was that what your speech
No,
impediment?
it was like more of it was a lisp.
Yeah, I was gonna say, get wetty.
No, my speech impediment was. No, I used to say I gared. When
You're scared.
I gared.
You're trying to come out.
I gay.
I'm gay.
I'm fucking gay.
Guys,
Tickets to our show on January 11th and 18th. The Dynasty Typewriter.
it's a
2023.
residency doll.
It's a mini residency doll. We're taking Los Angeles by storm in 2023.
Q1 of 2023. It's over for these hoes because we are at Dynasty Typewriter.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
Yeah, so get your tickets now.
Great Christmas present, by the way.
An incredible also
Hanukkah
Thanksgiving present.
Yeah, giving that presents on Thanksgiving is maybe underrated.
I think that a lot of drama, trauma, and tension could be avoided if we all decided to give each other the gift of going
Coming
to
to
see
see-
Sex Unique Podcast at Dynasty Typewriter for Thanksgiving.
So come check it out. Come see us one or come see us both.
Yeah.
We love you.
Bye.